Here we are on the verge of global nuclear war, and that is the legacy of Cyrus Scofield and the rapture doctrine and the Israel doctrine of Zionism. The Scofield evangelicals who think they're going to be raptured are in for the rudest of awakenings. Amen. The doctrine of the rapture is an attack on Jesus' teaching on the resurrection, a false doctrine, a deceptive doctrine, a destructive doctrine. The evangelical world has created the monster that now appears before us. No, these people are fanatically evil. I'm talking about demon possession.
Welcome to this Essential Quinn video series. I have compiled 4 separate short videos based on a recent talk given by Pastor Chuck Baldwin, surely the leading preacher of our time, which sets out the extreme risks currently faced by our world. The first reveals the role the United States and Israeli governments are playing in leading us to nuclear confrontation with Russia. The second, the part evangelical Christians, monstrous, misguided, rapturist and Zionist beliefs play in this. The third, what we can expect from the incoming President Trump. And the fourth details what we have to do for ourselves in a world controlled by maniacal psychopaths. I hope you get the time to watch all 4, and I welcome your comments.
And should nuclear war break out, the Scofield evangelicals who think they're going to be raptured are in for the rudest of awakenings. They aren't going anywhere except possibly to their graves. That's why I encourage you to get my message on the rapture, a deceptive and destructive doctrine. I go into this subject in depth. I show you what Jesus taught about the resurrection and how the doctrine of the rapture is an attack on Jesus' teaching on the resurrection, a false doctrine, a deceptive doctrine, a destructive doctrine. Think about all this that's happening. As I said in the very first Sunday when I came back from having lost my voice, here we are on the verge of global nuclear war, and that is the legacy of Cyrus Scofield and the rapture doctrine and the Israel doctrine of Zionism. We wouldn't be where we are today with all of this if it wasn't for the rapture doctrine and the doctrine of Zionist Israel being the resurrected prophecy of Israel. We wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be an AIPAC. There wouldn't be an Israel lobby. Our Congress wouldn't be bought off by a foreign government. We wouldn't be fighting foreign wars for Benjamin Netanyahu. We wouldn't be on the verge of global nuclear war if it wasn't for C.I. Scofield and the people that follow his prophetic teachings. That's the sickening part of all of this. The evangelical world has created the monster that now appears before us. There is only one thing standing in the way of global nuclear war right this minute. My dearly beloved, those of you online, my precious brothers and sisters here in this room, there's only one thing standing in the way of global nuclear war right this minute. One thing, only one thing. The patience, cool head and desire to do his best to avoid nuclear war of Russian President Vladimir Putin. He's the only one standing in the way of global nuclear war. He doesn't want global nuclear war. He's doing everything he can to avoid global nuclear war. He's being patient, very calm, and cool-headed in his deliberations about protecting his country and how he's going to do it and how aggressive he'll be. Yes, you heard me right. You can write me all the emails you want. Vladimir Putin is the only reason you're still alive. All the evangelicals who were on their knees begging God for a Trump victory on November 5 need to be back on their knees right now and praying for Mr. Putin. Because almost everybody in the U.S. Capitol is doing their best to create global nuclear war. But evangelicals won't do it. They won't get on their knees and pray for Mr. Putin to continue his calm, cool-headedness. They won't. You know why? Because Schofield told them that Russia is the Gog and Magog of Ezekiel 38 and 39. That's why I preached a message in prophecy package number 1, why Ezekiel's Gog and Magog prophecy is not, capital letters, not identifying Russia. Russia is not Gog and Magog. Vladimir Putin is not Gog and Magog. But Christians all of America believe that they are and that he is. They're so blind. The man that they consider their biggest enemy is right now the only one who's protecting them from their own destruction. And they don't even have the spiritual discernment to pray correctly. Do I sound frustrated? No, these people are fanatically evil. I'm talking about demon possession,